Hey, so I'm just going to not do a loop on this one. But there's been this idea that rolls around in my head, and I don't hear it talked about much. So what I'm going to do is I just want to make this video and put it out there, and then see if I can there be any responses either in the comments or I guess that would be the only thing. But it occurs to me that we watched the development of the internet and then smartphones, smart devices. So essentially, everyone has one now. And there's been this hypothesis that's been rolling around that consciousness is there's just one, and and there's several different philosophies, Eastern traditions, Hinduism and Buddhism, and others that organize around this idea of a singular being. In Buddhism, there isn't really a person. It's more of just one life force, energy, something like that, but it's like a thinking thing. And then Hinduism, it's all one thing, but it's all one being. And all the people are like little reflections of the same being, ultimately saying that it's just one consciousness. Which, if you go down the philosophy rabbit hole, you'll kind of come to that conclusion that it's really the only explanation that doesn't have a weird aspect of it that makes it implausible. And I don't want to say out loud what I want to say on this one, but the point being that this idea of universal consciousness, of singular consciousness, is for whatever reason resonates for many reasons. And that'll say that the emergence of devices that connect all these minds together, and right now it's a weird thing because it's got a profit motive as a driving force for the production and development of it. And that has its own kind of perversion aspect to it. But the idea is that these things evolve, emerge, not because of someone's individual great idea, but because that it's an idea that is aligned with the greater idea of that the minds all just want to be connected together because that's their natural state. And it's gotten very confused over time with things like language, and we have a lot of stories that we tell ourselves, and they really just become points of confusion when it gets outside like a technical domain. It becomes a lot of opinions. But regardless, the mind wants to be connected, so anything that forwards that is what's going to just naturally become popular. And so that's why cell phones are, we have, 6 companies now that are the FANG stocks that are essentially running about half the economy. It's not quite true, but it's getting close. And the reason, though, is that it's the struggle of the mind to connect itself globally. And so it's latched on to the one thing that we've been able to bootstrap ourselves up with, which is this cellular technology, or internet plus the wireless mobile devices. And so what it feels like, what I see happening is invariably this need will take over the that's a strong word because we need capitalism and these systems that from which these technologies will emerge, or otherwise we wouldn't be able to act globally. But that beside the point. At some point, the technology that the market system has created, shown us the way, will eventually evolve, morph into like a utility, a ubiquitous system, thereby allowing everybody just to for all the brains to act as a singular brain. And I'm not talking about like a hive mind thing. I'm talking more about just connecting it all together. So we get rid of this idea of individuals that are all competing for resources. That's a cool story, and I'm not saying that Darwinian ideas are not correct. I think that is an accurate description of what's happening. But at some point, I think it's going to become more and more clear that the idea of itself is a construct, that the true nature of being is that being is just being. There's just one, it's all being all at the same time. And we get confused through language that our individual persons, these nodes, are disconnected, and they're not. So they are at the moment. And what's interesting is the way it is right now, because capitalism has filled this need through the channel of capitalism, that it's kind of messed up. It's creating a lot more confusion. The profit motive is getting people riled up instead of bringing them together like it was supposed to. That was the original promise. That was the promise that inspired and activated all the imaginations that led to it. But I do think it's going to come to a point to where these defects, these corruptions that are in the system will just get marginalized over time, because ultimately the mind is going to find a way to use this technology similar to like a utility to improve everyone's life, because it aligns with the goal of unification. So anyway, I just wanted to see if anyone else is out there that has considered this. I think it's interesting to think about, because the implications of how it may change society in the near term, but obviously over the long term. But it makes me hopeful. It makes me think that regardless of how messed up our culture gets, nature is going to find a way to get back to a state of oneness.